Your ability to have a high tolerance will always dictate how successful you will be. I was just doing some work and putting some thoughts together because I like to regularly film YouTube videos, kind of give some insight from playing at the highest level. Really, playing a high level of football as a true freshman, and I always talk about hard work and the things that are very important to go play at a high level, but along with that, I talk about efficiency often, and I talk about mindset, but something I don't talk about enough is tolerance, because I think about the clients I work with and myself when I was younger and what it really took to get there. Try to give you guys the most insight I possibly can to better you guys and allow yourself to not only have the best chances, but also have the right mental space to be able to survive D1 football. Not only survive, but prosper. And a word that just came to mind was pain. Pain. When you want to achieve something that's super hard to achieve, even if it's not playing and getting a scholarship, whatever it is in life, nothing good comes easy. It's something that people often say. And it's not like I'm the first person to tell you this. If I am, then nothing good normally comes easy. Life isn't normally just like a lottery where it's just like handed to you. A lot of things that are worth having, pretty much everything worth having, you need to put a lot of work in for, and you need to get really good and really skilled in order to receive that award or achieve that goal. And ever since I've been trying to coach people and in my life, I've just realized that the times when I'm experiencing the most pain, it's by pursuing the hardest things. Because when you're pursuing something that's really hard to achieve, it takes time and it compounds over time. Like, people will get motivated from time to time and they'll have little spikes of motivation, maybe even a week or two. But the real dogs and the people that really stand out is check in with them on a random day a year and a half later. A Wednesday morning. Are they following routine? Are they taking their vitamins? Are they training the proper way still? What is the inputs that they put in that day? Consistency is key, but consistency is king, because by remaining consistent, you're always going to be led to the right way to do things. Because if you actually have half a brain cell, if you're consistent and you realize something isn't working over a long period of time, because don't get me wrong, a lot of people bail if things don't work too quick. You stick with something for a long period of time and you realize I might be getting more out. By staying consistent in that pursuit of achieving something greater, you're going to shift what you're doing a little bit and figure out the right way to do things. Maybe either that's by getting help from somebody or just by naturally learning from doing specific actions over and over and over again, that maybe there's a little bit better of a way to do this. And the kind of one word I want to put out there, because I talk about this pain, is, I actually wrote it down on my iPhone. It's, your tolerance to endure pain will dictate how successful you will be. Because a year and a half in, when you're working time after time after time after time, and just like a lot of my athletes, you have a packed schedule. Like, all my guys are running track, they have football, they're doing their team practices, they're keeping up with school, and they're doing like extracurriculars, right? Like, they have 7v7 and they're just have a social life, and they fit in recruiting in the program and everything I have in my program as well. I said recruiting because that's one of the things we do, but everything that we service as well. Now, yes, the program is built around these specific type of individuals, so it helps, but these athletes endure pain, and I'm not going to lie about that. The athletes that commit to working with me and just commit to something greater in general, these athletes endure the most pain. And it's not that it can't be happy sometimes. You don't get little rewards along the day. That's why goal setting is very important, so you have smaller milestones to hit, because a lot of people end up burning out. There's a proper way and an improper way to do things, but something that's always guaranteed is in the pursuit, regardless of how you do it, you could be smiling when it's happening or you could be crying when it's happening, but you're going to experience pain and it's not going to always be easy. You're going to have nights where you doubt yourself. Even if you have the most belief out of anyone in yourself in the world, even if like there's no one else that believes in you and it's just you and you have 100% confidence in yourself, there's going to be that one night where doubt starts to creep in a little bit. This is something that I've been experiencing with trying to coach athletes. I'll be straight up honest right now. I'm not in a good position. I'm literally currently like going under. Do I think I'm going to be successful? 100%. Like, this is laughable because on the outside view, people will be like, wow, this is insane. To me, it's like I have so much confidence in myself and I built systems and have people in my corner. It's like, I know where I'm headed. But right now, especially from the outside, I'm experiencing pain. And on the inside, I am experiencing pain as well. Some days I have good days where I'm like, yes, let's go. Some days it feels like everything's falling down on me. And that's how I felt when I was a sophomore in high school as well. Some days I felt like, yes, let's go. Like, coach, they're responding to me. I'm following my system. And other days it's like, what am I doing? Why is no one offering me? You're putting in work and it's like, we are human beings at the end of the day. Now, this is why a system is important to be able to pick you back up, but the shift needs to be from tolerating pain to chasing and pursuing pain. Pursue the hard things. And of course, as a result, you need a high tolerance. The most success I've seen in my business, and I am on an uptrend, but it's just not like very amazing right now. By just pursuing pain and pursuing the hard things, it's like then it just becomes normal. David Goggins is, I read his book that You Can't Hurt Me, and I'm really just starting to think about it now. It's like, how far are most people willing to run? He was running with his squad, his group, and normally they stopped at like this mile mark. Let's just say it's 10 miles. I don't remember exactly what the mile marker was, but the one time the one other recruit was getting happy. And the higher ranking guy, I don't know exactly, the officer who had the control over them, the crew leader, just call him that, simple and nice and easy. No disrespect to the military guys, but the crew leader was hearing this one recruit the one time like starting to laugh a little bit and like talk, and his face was getting happy because he saw the end point was near, because they did this run over and over and over and over again. And David Goggins was just observing, and he was just running in. The leader just ran right past with the group. The stop, the finish point. And David Goggins talked about how he saw everyone's face just go from to just dead. It's just not funny anymore. It was kind of like, oh shit, because they understood they had to endure more pain. And a key point that David Goggins talks about that got him to be, quote unquote, the hardest man in the world, have a calloused mind, is what he said, was he just hoped it never stopped. He wanted to take souls. He knew he was going to experience pain. For him, that was when the journey started. And there's a certain mix in this in athletes where we need to embody this and also be careful, right? Because, of course, as an athlete, you need a good balance. You need to keep your grades up. You need to take care of your body. We're not David Goggins. We're not running until our ankles are broke. Because if our ankles are broke, how are we supposed to get to the next level? We're hurt, right? But we need to be willing to put it all on the line. 100%. Some people might not agree with this. Some people might. But you need to be willing to die on that field. These are the athletes that make it the furthest. It's like if you're in a boxing match or if you're just in an event, it's like, how are you going to beat a man that has no fear of laying it all on the line? He has nothing to lose. versus the other guy who is not concerned with that. He has a wife and kids at home, and he's not ready to do that. Well, who do you think is going to win when it comes down to it? Even if the other guy's more skilled, the guy that just doesn't stop is going to win every single time. Now let's couple skill and strategy and systems with that absolute freak of a athlete, freak of a mindset who's willing to lay it all out there. Now it's just pure domination, and this is what we need to pursue. It's going to be hard no matter what. You come from a big school, you come from a small school, but it's about investing in yourself mentally and just as an individual. Being able to do whatever it takes in order to get there. Now, don't get me wrong, again, there is a healthy balance, and this is why it's important to have people in your corner, people who have been there, because some people drive themselves into the ground when they do this. I'm not going to ignore that fact. I don't want you just to hop off this video and drive your head into a wall. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is be smart, but be willing. Be smart about what you're doing. Definitely pursue the proper things, because there's a right and there's a wrong way to do things. But it's okay to take it to the extremes sometimes. It's okay if everyone's gassed at practice and you're trying to be a leader and you're just saying, nah, we're not leaving practice. Like, coach, I'm sorry. If your coach disagrees with you, then, I don't know, find another team. But sometimes it's fun. I remember when I was in college, we did workouts, and it was like mat drills, and we were doing just conditioning. And I was actually hurt at the time. I had a hamstring injury, and we were working out, and everyone was gassed. Like, we had, it was a college football team with like 100 guys on the team or whatever we had at the time. Probably like 10 dudes were throwing up. Like, it was bad. Like, it was horrible. The best people that were in shape, the wide receivers and the corners and the people that are doing all the running backs, and the people that were doing all the running were dead. Like, we were just on the floor, and our quarterback at the time stood up, and he wasn't happy because of the attitude that everyone had. So while people were throwing up, we continued to do like 20 more burpees. And just by that alone, it proves the point of what you need to be. And it sounds from the outside, 20 burpees. What? You know how hard 20 burpees are when you've been in that situation as an athlete where you've given it your all and you literally have nothing left in the tank. You're going to throw up. To even drop to the floor and get back up, if you've ever pushed yourself to that point, you know how extremely hard just 2 more burpees is to get in. When you've genuinely pushed yourself to that point, when you feel like you're going to you have to take a dookie, you want to throw up, and you feel like you have no energy in the world and you're just humped over. Everything's going like blurry. All at the same time because your body functions are just done. And we just did it. And we got through it. And it comes back to tolerance. And you know what's even more crazy? I'll be more transparent. My college team, when I played as a freshman, sucked. We sucked. Our linemen were not good. This was a bad football team at the D1 level. What we were doing. This is why a system's important, because we were probably just working just as hard as some other teams. Now, there might have been some other teams. I'm not saying that we didn't get outworked at all, because that's, if you have that mindset as an individual that you're not being outworked, then, brother, you always got to compete against yourself. But to be able to have tolerance like that regardless, to be able to lay it all on the line, to be able to give it all. This was after our bad season in spring. You have to be a different breed and a different caliber of individual. And sometimes all it takes for some people is just a talking to, which is why I like to do mindset reframe and shift calls with my guys as well. It's just because, like, everyone has it in them. You just have to search and find it. And sometimes just, like, reignite that flame sometimes. Because sometimes, over time, you slowly let things slip. And it doesn't become as important to you or isn't as relevant to your current situation. You don't have it with you currently. And sometimes it just needs to be relit. The best athletes are willing to do what it takes whenever, and they're willing to do it the best way possible as well and get the best help and the best people around them. Look at NFL players. It's a prime example. These guys are the best of the best. They work out till they throw up, I guarantee it. There's a lot of guys that do. And along the way, a lot of them surround themselves with the best trainers, with the best systems, with the best people in general, and have close, tight-knit circles. And they continue to hold those traits at the next level, even aside from the NFL level training and practices. Have you seen NFL guys in the offseason work out with people? 100%. They're in systems, they're in programs, and they're working. Those are the smartest athletes who along the way, first of all, because you need to get there, right? Have that will and have that tolerance, and that are very smart about it by getting the best support as well. And then they're extremely smart when they're there, and they don't drop the habits that actually got them there. And these guys are still consistently working out. That's why you could see these guys go on forever. That's why you see LeBron James playing to the day he does. He spends so much money on his body and his health. And regardless of what you think of LeBron James, I'm pretty sure LeBron James has been willing multiple times and still is to lay it on the line. I know he's getting a little bit older now and he has like a family and kids and stuff like that, but bro was hungry. Even being at the pinnacle of high school basketball and getting drafted right out of high school, bro was hungry because he had that tolerance and that will and that ability to endure pain. And that's what allowed him to be as successful as he is, because he had the brains with the will. Your tolerance to endure pain, coupled with your ability to do the right things the right way, will dictate how successful you will be.